Hey, welcome back to Branching Out with me, your host, Curtis Hanlon. I know in the last couple of my other videos there I mentioned that I had found and or recognized that there was some pear and some apple trees up in my middle tree line. So we're gonna get back there, and it's a little too warm still to do any real pruning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear the pathway because it was really hard to access those apples and pears. So we're gonna try and keep as much as the windbreak as we can, but we're gonna try and carve out a little bit of a path for ourselves to get in there. So let's get over there, let's get to work, let's do a little bit of something. And even if I might take off a limb or two here or there, but we're gonna wait for the cold weather to do that. So let's get to work, follow me. Okay, so we're back at the tree line here. It's a little bit windy. We're gonna cut a path kind of straight down in through here, and we're gonna go around each tree, each fruit tree. So we're gonna have to keep our eye open for which one is a fruit tree and identify it, but this one right here I believe is a pear right off the bat. So the rest of them are a lot of prickle bushes, which are like hawthorns or black locust or something similar to that family, but we're gonna get started. So I'll show you what it looks like as I'm going, because I'm sure you don't want to see me just sit there cutting down all this stuff, and I'm not using the chainsaw. I'm trying to take it easy and still get my exercise. So let's get to work. All right, I got phase one complete here. And all I did was go around and kind of create a path and go around the fruit trees for now. And that's only with, like, you know, my little saw here, my little hang saw, and my loppers. So basically I just did a little quick path here. So what I want to do now is I'm going to get the chainsaw and I'm going to come back in here, and I'm not going to cut everything down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to top all of these prickle bushes to like the height of what I can reach, which is about 7 foot, 7'2", something like that. That's my farthest reach. So I'll bring in the ladder, and I'll just like say I'll just top it right there. See, what I want to do is still keep the windbreak, but I want it lower. I want the head of these things lower than the head of the crown of the fruit trees. So let's just take a quick little walk back here. Sorry if it's shaky. Still don't have a good gimbal, but yeah, so you can see just a nice little path here. It's kind of pretty back here actually. And then, you know, if I open it up a bit too, you know, heaven forbid I get rid of something like this tree right here, for example. Like if I got rid of this, which is right next to like a pear. So that's a pear, that's a hawthorn. Oh, wait a minute. That's a pear too. Oh, that's a pear too. So we got a pair of pears right here. But yeah, so here, let's go down here. I'll show you another little thing right here. Like for example, this one right here. So we take that out and we trim around it. It might leave enough room to put another tree here. So we can put another tree in here. And then what I'm doing with all the branches, and I'm just putting it up, there was a tree line here. There's like a barbed wire fence. And probably separated the paddock from years ago, or maybe this was owned by somebody else, or I don't know how it was done, but this is the halfway point. So we're just gonna keep on going back here. Again, you can see it's kind of pretty, you know. And then you get to these like big trees here. Like this is a very old tree. So when I prune this, I'm gonna have to do a serious hard prune, and I'm probably gonna have to do that for like two years in a row, you know, so I don't cut too much off at once. So I'll do a little bit of pruning, get rid of a lot of this dead stuff that's in here. Again, there's another one down here. I believe that was a pear, that's a pear. And I think down here is a couple of apples and hickories. There's a couple of hickories down here. So you can see we're getting down. There's one right here in the line, which is just on the other side of the fence there, but that's an apple right there. And there's another apple right in front of me. That's an apple right here. One here. So yeah, it'd be nice to you can see it's got a nice open crown on this one here. So what we want to do is kind of maybe just top that right about there somewhere, but then I want all the other bushes to be just slightly lower, like down here. So I'll still get the you can see how it's really overgrown in here like that, right? But it's creating a cool wind barrier. So we got a little wind barrier right here. So with all the branches that I take off and then I put it into the fence line, it'll act as another wind barrier. So you can see I sort of, I know it looks messy, but it's actually against the fence, and it just falls down. And it's what I did on the sides of my property too. is create like a little bit of a property line. But yeah, so next step, let's get the chainsaw, get in here, clean up a little bit more, and then the third phase will be grabbing all the branches and putting them into the fence line. So once again, let's get to phase 2. Initiate. I'm gonna go take a break. All right, so we're gonna, at the beginning of phase 2 here, we're gonna try and top a lot of these trees up in here. These are just those hawthorns, black locust trees, and I want to bring them down a lot lower and let them grow lower, if not remove them completely, to create a path of fruit trees in the center. And you can see all these top trees like that. That's a fruit tree right there, that's a fruit tree right there, and then that's another fruit tree. So we want to work our way down. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in there and we're just going to start it's going to be a Picasso. We're going to go in and chop a piece off, take a look, take another piece out, take a look, and then when it gets a little colder, hopefully we'll be topping some of those fruit trees too, because they are wildly overgrown. So let's get started. All right, I spent a good portion of yesterday. I probably spent 3 hours, but I had to get some help because I'm not feeling too good, so it's really kind of hard for me to keep going. So I asked somebody to help me who doesn't want to be on video. So I just wanted to show what we kind of got done. I know there's some, this is really difficult. Like, I mean, if you look at that, it's really dangerous to cut some of this pieces up here because it's not going to go anywhere. So it's going to go straight down like this loose piece right here, right? So you don't want to get speared, and you don't want to be a branch to pull you down while you're up there. So we'll have to work on that in phase 3. But phase 2 is not necessarily complete. I just have to clean up a lot of this stuff here. You can see I've been cleaning up a lot here and trying to remake my little bit of a windbreak. When the leaves fall in that, it'll fill in a little better, and you know, plants will grow through it and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we have quite a few. I wanted to show you this little grove. I think it's pear. There's another one right here. So you can see that this thing is wildly needs some pruning, and it's got to be at least 30 to 35 feet tall. So what we're gonna do is, now that we've opened up all this space, you can see I'm getting a little foggy here. Sorry about that. We got all this space here. A lot of light will come in here. So now I'll get a lot more sprouts, which is gonna work in my favor, because if I get enough sprouts, I'll let them grow, and then I'll just be able to hedge it right off the top, just hack it right off. So we'll see how that works out. We'll play that one by ear. But again, I'm just trying to open up space here. I'm not trying to get rid of all these trees or anything like that, because they do help with the wind breaking. But right here is a little fruit grove. You can see a whole bunch of them kind of grew tight together. You got this one here, there. There's a bunch of them in the middle. There's a few hanging out like that. So I still got to get in there and do some more trimming. A lot of this stuff is hanging up. This stuff is horrible to cut when it's all bunched together like that, because, and as I'll show you as we move down here, you can see that you know, pieces get hung up, and then, you know, you see how they're just hanging up and leaning. So I got to get in here with my little loppers and cut away. My arms felt like noodles yesterday because I hadn't worked the chainsaw in absolutely forever. So here we are now. Like I said, I was really grateful for the help that I got, because there's no way I would have even got this down. Now we just hacked it. We didn't play a gardener or anything. We just hacked it away. So this is as far as I've made it so far. So I'm just going to do a little bit more cleaning up and around here, and then I'll give you a little shout and show you that a little bit. We've got some hickories back in here too, which is along my right side of my tree line, and we're going to save them too and give them a little more light. And yeah, so let's get back to work. I want to get a little bit more done. It is raining, it's miserable out today, but the weather's okay, or like the temperature. So I'm going to get back to work, do a quick little show for you, and then I'm going to get out of here. And then next week is I'm off for a whole week through the Christmas holidays. We will see what I can get done then. All right, you can see I kind of run out of energy, so I'm going to call it quits for today. We'll get back on to phase 2 and keep finishing it until this part's done. And I still got to cut out a bunch more trees too, so we'll see what we can get done in the weeks to come. And yeah, so I was in here, basically I was just with my loppers. I was trying to get it untangled from the crowns of these other trees and stuff. So this is the end of my property on this side, but you can see, I just wanted you to see the light. Like, you can see through now. Like, this was all like brush in here, so you can see that you can get a lot more light in here. So on this side as well. But yeah, so that's it for this week. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and tell all your friends, and I'll keep making more videos. We'll just keep going. Then you can see the progress of these trees in the summertime as well. All right, take care.